And I really hate to say this, but in this day and age, I think you'd be really hard-pressed to find someone, anyone, whose life has not been affected by cancer in one way or another. From an incredibly hot and humid day with zero wind, welcome to Smoky Goodness 2.0. Today, featuring my participation in the hashtag We Cook Against Cancer collaboration that I guess everybody's posting their videos today. Today being August 24th. Actually, today being about a week earlier than that because I'm recording this earlier. I saw CJ announce this, you know, in a kind of a roundtable discussion, live chat thing, what have you, about a week ago, and decided, man, I'm in on this because this is a collaboration for people who have been touched in one way or another by cancer. My own story is my dad, my father. We lost him 6 years ago, a little over 6 years ago. He succumbed to about 10 years of suffering from lung cancer. He didn't smoke. He did way back in the past. He quit smoking in the early 70s. Dad drove a truck, 18-wheeler. He did that for a number of years. It wasn't the smoking that got him, or earlier smoking. It was, if you've ever driven by a truck stop on a cold night with no wind, and look over in the parking lot as you're driving by, you'll see this blue, hazy smoke just layered right over the truck stop. Those are toxic fumes from all the trucks that are idling to either stay warm in the winter or cool in the summertime. When I saw CJ's announcement, I said, yeah, I'm in on this. So what am I doing? Something I've done before on this channel. It was a long time ago. This was my dad's recipe for goulash. I remember it vividly because we only had this about once a year when I was a kid, when we were kids growing up. It was a treat, man. We'd come running for miles, us, my sisters, our friends. So anyway, that video was called Havelock Goulash. I did make one substitution. I changed it a little bit back then. Of course, I used bison in lieu of the 1 pound of ground beef that it calls for. Today, because I'm calling this Roger Goulash instead of Havelock Goulash, this is his. We're going to get back to as close to his recipe as I can get in his honor, so we're calling this Roger Goulash. We're going to use mostly the same ingredients that we used so many years ago. We've got Hungarian paprika. I'm adding a little bit of smoked paprika. We've got an onion. We've got green pepper. We've got, like I said, the ground beef. We've got 1 pound of parboiled elbow macaroni. This is cooked a little bit below al dente. It's going to finish cooking as we simmer all these great ingredients together. I think we should get on with it. And with a single flame, we begin to kick cancer's ass. And I hope you remember this thing called the Vidalia. Nobody can pronounce that correctly. Vidalia Chop Wizard. Chop Wizard? Yep, Chop Wizard. Or as I like to call it, a major time saver. Cut it down into a manageable size for the Chop Wizard, or the Time Saver, as I like to call it. And whoever invented this, whoops, you can't see that, can you? Whoever invented this needs somebody to buy him dinner. I know Dad is going to give me a pass on this right here. Why use olive oil? You've got Sangs, man. Sangs, okay, I'm changing another thing about this recipe, but hey, it's Sangs, you know? I'm gonna sort of sweat the veggies. I think that's what I said on the last video I did. Goulash. Sweating them down. With some Sangs. Okay, we'll be right back. Already it's starting to smell real good out here. Real good. Really good. Sweet onions, sweet bell pepper, and 1 pound of 80/20 ground beef. We miss you, Bison, but we're giving Bison the day off. Don't worry, Mr. Bison, we'll be back again and again and again. It's smoky goodness without Bison. It's smoky goodness without Bison, but it's only temporary. So I'm just going to bust this up a little bit. Okay. And we're just going to work it around a little bit. Start browning it up. After it does brown up, I'm going to move it off the coals. Let it simmer for a little while we get everything else ready to go into our goulash. So stick around. Alright, a few minutes has passed. As you can see, the keep wanting to say Bison, the ground beef is starting to brown up nicely. Well, that's what it is, you know. So, at this point, I'm going to take this and move it off the coals. Go to the indirect side. We're going to let that simmer just a little bit longer while I begin opening a bunch of cans and other things that we need. All right, a few minutes has passed. Yes, I'm wearing my pit barrel cooker insulated gloves because you know this cast iron is going to be hot. We're ready for the next step. Give that a quick stir. Okay. Graniteware. Your grandparents used it, and for good reason. It lasts and lasts and lasts forever. All right, let's start adding our ingredients. We will begin with our beef and veggie mixture here. Smells really good. Oh man. Okay. I hope you guys like tomatoes. I'm gonna put 2 cans of stewed tomatoes in. There's one. There's the other one. To that, more tomatoes. We've got 1 can of diced tomatoes. Does it make a difference? I don't know. It's part of the original recipe. And we have tomato paste. Oh man. I'm gonna get every bit of that out of there as we can too. All right, I'm eyeballing this, but we're gonna try and get about 14 ounces of chicken broth in here, which is equivalent to a can. A little bit more. That pasta is going to soak some of this up, so yeah. Hungarian paprika, we're going to do about 5 tablespoons of that. Like I said, I'm eyeballing this. That's 1. Okay, that's about 5, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Doesn't matter. I'm not done yet. This is optional. A little smoked paprika. I think a little bit would be pretty good in this recipe. Not a lot. That little bit of a kick that smoked paprika has. A preliminary stir. Hey, Mr. Smoky Goodness guy, something's missing. It's not missing, I just haven't added it yet. Hang on. You didn't think I was going to forget the pasta, did you? Why, that would be absurd. Yeah. Requires a good, really good mix before I get the lid on this. Oh, I do have one other ingredient to add. If you saw the old video, you know what that is. Not a big deal, but it's part of the process. To brighten it up a little bit, we're adding 1, 2, 2.5, 3. 3 bay leaves. Smelling good already. We've got about half an hour to go, like I mentioned. So, get a lid on this. And I'll probably kind of rotate this around every 5 or 10 minutes during this last 30 or 40 minutes of cooking. And it'll be time to eat. Stick around. Alright, we've been at this slow simmer for about 30, maybe 35 minutes. Let's see what we've got. Oh yeah. Whew, it smells good, and I am attracting feral animals out there. They smell it. This whole neighborhood smells pretty darn good. You can smell this down the block, around the corner, up the street, and in neighboring communities. All right, let's give it a quick taste here and see what we've got. Like I said, I hope you like tomatoes. This is a very tomatoey recipe. Just like I remember. I say, get this inside, plate it up, and eat. I think he likes it. Hey, Mikey. Thoughts?
Yeah.
May I hear your thoughts?
No.
Would you like to reveal your thoughts?
No.
Here's a thought. Let's all help each other kick cancer's ass. Kick cancer to the curb! But do it in style. With some Roger's Goulash.